Well, it's literally all he can do right now. And listen, if people are upset with the font Cam Newton uses on Instagram, he's been doing it since he's got an Instagram. Is it using this wing-ding style lettering? I don't understand it either, but you can read what he said. Listen, he's doing all you can do in a quarantined world to show the world that he's ready to go. And it says, see your goal, understand the obstacle, create a positive mental picture, clear your mind of all self-doubt, embrace the challenge, stay on track, show the world you can do it. And then it's got some weird like hammer and sickle type thing. It says crafting. So that's what listen, he's just trying to show everyone. I guess not hammer and sickle. It's like a hammer and a wrench. Hammer and sickle is a different thing. So he's just trying to show the world I'm healthy. And that in a universe that there's only about 20 people walking the face of the earth who are actually quality NFL quarterbacks, he's reminding them he's one of those 20. And I don't think it is fair to critique Cam in this regard. Like, why isn't he doing more? Because he's doing all he can given the circumstances. And I truly believe that, and obviously there are far greater concerns in the world right now, but one of the minor, call it issues that has come about because of this pandemic is that Cam hasn't been able to sit down with a team and a team doctor. If we were living in a pre-coronavirus world, I believe Cam would already be on a team, and he's trying to get that ball rolling for when the world continues to open up more and more, Wildes, as we're seeing it starting to do.
Yeah, the weird part about this, Nick, though, is he looks healthy. Anthony Lynn said he was healthy, but we keep on hearing crickets from teams that kind of need Cam Newton. Ron Rivera hasn't made any moves. We heard some Seattle stuff. That fell apart. Supposedly Josh McDaniels doesn't like him. It's very odd that there hasn't been more activity around Cam, but I think the silver lining is I think Cam just needs to chill out. And the date that I've circled on my calendar here is September 27th, if we can put up the graphic. Why September 27th? That's week 3 of the NFL season. And we looked back on the quarterback carousel from last year. Look at the Drew Brees, week 1. Nope, Teddy Bridgewater gets hurt. Sam Darnold gets mono. Luke Falk comes in. Ryan Fitzpatrick just stinks, gets shellacked by the Patriots. They go with Josh Rosen. Nick Foles gets hurt week 1. Gardner comes in. And Big Ben gets hurt. And Mason Rudolph comes in. So whatever your plans are for week 1, they change dramatically by week 3. The name that's not on there, and here's the tricky part, Jenna, is Cam Newton. So Cam Newton got hurt, and then Kyle Allen came in. So I don't know if people think he's healthy or not healthy. Anthony Lynn says he's healthy. By week 3, he should be on a starting team, Jenna.
Look, it's a good point. I loved the video. I thought it was actually a really cool video. I'm not sure it's enough for teams looking at it to say, you know what, he looks healthy enough to bring him in. He's not looking to be a backup. We know this. He wants to get paid a lot of money. Teams would have to pour a lot of money into him sight unseen, and maybe that's the hesitation. Greg, what was your reaction to seeing these Instagram posts?
I agree with both Wildes and Nick. To Nick's point, this is all he can do. Literally all he can do to showcase his physical appearance, his health to teams. Obviously, we know he can throw the football when healthy. And just a statement you made about him just wanting to be a starting quarterback, he has even gone past that and beyond that and said he's willing to just be a part of a team. Like, he will accept a backup role just to be a part of a team and earn his stripes all over again. And when you have a guy that's saying that and putting out footage like this and film like this and words like success, and then really defining that in when it comes to how he's working, there's a level of frustration that's underlining all of that, that's planted within all of that. And I think it's rightfully so, because here's a guy who should definitely, undoubtedly be on a roster without us having this conversation because of his talents and what he's done in the past, regardless if he's been hurt. We know who he is when healthy, and teams could use this type of a player at quarterback under center, whether it is starting or whether it is a backup to their starter. Cam Newton is not one of these guys that should not be or should be searching for a job right now. And I think a lot of it has to do with the point that Nick is making with us being in this pandemic, teams not actually being able to physically sit down with Cam Newton and go take him through a workout to where they can see where his health is.
Well, one of the teams that's been loosely linked to Cam, though from Cam to the team, not necessarily the team to Cam, has been the Patriots. Our friends over at Fox Bet now actually have the Washington as the front runner to land the former MVP, whereas former coach Ron Rivera is now the head coach there with Washington. Now, Nick, I'll let you decide. Where do you think Cam should go?
Well, I think you can kind of put it into three tiers. And just quickly before I get to it, the only issue I would take with anything that was said earlier is the assertion that Cam wants a lot of money. We don't know that. We don't know if Cam is. We heard this. Cap dealt with this. Now, Cap was out of the league for a different, more nefarious reason. But people just asserted, well, Colin Kaepernick wants starter money, even though he never said that and there was never any quality reporting on that. So I don't know. Maybe Cam does want $25 million a year. And by the way, given the going rate for quarterbacks in this league, that sounds about right. But maybe Cam would take $5 million if it meant he could be a starter somewhere. What's working against him is there's only two teams in the league right now that you say he could plug in and be a starter on. They're the top of my list. That's the Patriots and the Jags. Now, that doesn't mean those are the only teams I think he's better than their starter, but every other team either has a high draft pick or someone they've just brought in that they think can be the starter. So that's the first bucket, Jags and Patriots. The next bucket is the teams with the geriatric quarterbacks, 38 plus. So that's the Steelers, the Colts, and the Bucs. The Colts are probably the most questionable one on this list because they have Jacoby sitting right behind Phillip Rivers, but they've clearly soured on Jacoby, or else they don't give Rivers $25 million. The Steelers, I'm sure, have questions about Big Ben's health and weight. And the Bucs, I know they're a trendy pick. Tom Brady's going to be 43 years old. And they don't have, Ryan Griffin is not someone you want to plug and play on a team that has Super Bowl aspirations. And then there's the last group, and this is the one people are going to push back on the most. But these are teams that I believe think they have real, for the Niners and the Bills, not only playoffs, but Super Bowl hopes, whose coaches, I think, in quiet conversations know we might not have the guy at quarterback. Our weak link might be the quarterback. With the Niners, we know they consider bringing in Brady. And the Bills, we know they watch Josh Allen play. So they don't have to say anything. You just watch him play. It's like, are we going to be good enough with this quarterback? So to me, Wildes, those are the buckets I would put the different categories as far as where it makes the most sense for Cam.
Look, as my AFC East brethren, the Bills Mafia can fire up the Nick Wright memes of getting slammed through a table in the parking lot. I think they like Josh Allen much more than you. I'm a big fan of Cam, of course, and I've had an emotional roller coaster, Jenna, as we know, that I've forced myself to fall in love with Jarrett the Javelin and asked the producers of the show to stop running the Cam Patriots Photoshop. So, do I want Cam up? See?
Oh, they did not listen. No one's listening
do I like
to you,
this?
Wildes.
Guys,
Yes.
Jenna's having an attack.
It's also...
Do we have to stop the show?
Finally, some modern music.
Jenna.
I love it.
Oh, she's dancing.
I can't
Jenna, I
love
thought you
Cam
were having a
Newton.
fit. My
Okay,
bad.
Nick. You know what? Wildes, finish your take. Is that? You got anything else? Nick interrupted you with his
because I want
ridiculous
Cam
comments
Newton.
about my dancing.
I've got two impossible things. I have to trust Belichick, and obviously Cam Newton is the quarterback of the Patriots. Do I know more about the Patriots than Bill Belichick? No. So I have to trust Bill Belichick, but obviously this is the answer. But I respect Bill Belichick, so obviously it's not, but it obviously is, Greg. It's frustrating, and that's why I don't like the Photoshop.
Well, going back to Nick's tier, the Jacksonville Jaguars, although it's not the most lovable place for a guy like Cam Newton to go, I think that would give him a chance to actually start and win that starting position and then build his resume all over again. The remaining, I'll touch on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers one. I think that's a very interesting team there,
Wow.
Nick, because if there was something that happens to Tom Brady, your hopes and dreams are out the window. And if you have Cam Newton standing on the sideline, they're still right there in front of you. And I think that's very interesting. And to your team of the San Francisco 49ers, that's another team. I think it's Nick Mullins is their backup. Their hopes and dreams will rely in the hands of Nick Mullins. And to your point, again, Nick, they don't really like what they have in front of Nick Mullins. 100%. They will take it, they will honor it, and they will move on with it. But they don't really they're not in love with it.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.